Name us a million cause I want a million to stack.
What is up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. We back in the building, man. Listen, today, y'all already know what it is. We're going to talk about Baka Not Nice, man. Baka Not Nice, if you don't know who Baka is one of Drake's right-hand guys, whatever you want to call it. We know him as an artist, one of Drake's artists. But a lot of people may know him from...
And Baka got a weird case. Why is he around?
And the question that everybody got is, why is he still around? I'm hoping to attempt to answer the question of why Baka is still around. So let's talk about it. But to understand why Baka is still around, we gotta go into why Baka is there in the first place, right? And all it stems from first time of him speaking on Not Like Us. Baka has just not been saying anything. He just had nothing to say. And listen, it's cool, man. Sometimes the best move is nothing at all. But let's try to understand who Baka is and how he fits into this whole OVO situation and why eventually you might be wondering,
why is he around?
Or maybe not. Let's get into it. Now, again, like I said, this stems from the interview that he did. Before we get into that part, let's talk about what Baka was charged with and what's the weird case that Kendrick is even talking about. Now, if you don't know, Baka served 13 years in prison.
What I went to prison for was not something that I did. I basically went to prison for my friend because I got 13 and a half years because I didn't snitch. I ended up winning my appeal after I think it was 8 years or so.
He served 13 years in prison. He talks about how they actually met. So let's take a look at that.
The rapper Preem from Toronto, he was doing a video that day. Cops shut down the video shoot. So we needed another place that was like hoodish, like a neighborhood where we could complete the video. So that's where my neighborhood came in, which is Pitfield. It just so happens that Drake had a scene in the video. That scene was in my neighborhood, and that's how I got to meet him. And from that day, we've never left each other's side.
So basically, they came to shoot a video in his hood. They had a cameo for Drake, and Drake was in the video, and then that's where he met Baka, and then they were inseparable ever since. Aww. Very nice story. Here's what I will say. I think that says a lot. Coming back and with top 5, right? Drake got this thing for finding people straight out of prison and just being like, yo, yeah, I need that person on my side. I'm all for opportunities, right? Whether you from the trenches because you active in the field all day or you got front row seats to that motherfucker. It don't matter. Opportunities is the shit that separates a lot of us from other shit, right? I got homies that I grew up with on some knucklehead shit. We started out on the same shit, but we took 2 completely different paths, right? At some point, there's that fork in the road where you either go this way or you go that way. You feel me? It just comes down to the opportunities that you're given. Anybody who got a success story of being in the trenches, being in the streets, being in poverty, whatever it is, if you got a story to where you took the initiative and you decided to go the other route, I commend you for that. And even for the people that's still in it, you feel me? Sometimes you just don't get the opportunities to do otherwise because at the end of the day, everybody got to eat, right? So I say that to just say, I do commend the fact that he took somebody off the streets, right?
It's crazy. It was just real, recognized real.
Debatable.
We spoke. I'm sure he asked people about, who's that guy? He saw my flex. And it was just yeah, I got to have that guy with me.
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo, what the?
Okay.
And it's just the chemistry. I don't know. We got a good chemistry together.
That's basically him talking about how he met Drake, and he obviously credits Drake for changing his life. And listen, as he should. If somebody changes your life for the better, you should be crediting that person, man, because like he said, he could be in the streets, as an alternative, but he's crediting Drake for, changing his life. And I respect that. I respect that. Aside from the other shit, everything else, I respect that. That's what you got to do when somebody changes your life. You can't sit here and not expect him to have some type of loyalty and for him to be sitting here and saying that, oh, Drake's the best, Drake's the greatest. Of course, he gonna say that. That's what you're supposed to say about somebody that changes your life, right? Now, that brings us to Baka and Not Like Us, right?
Why is he around?
Now, we all know Baka had one single that it went gold, and it was what was it? My Name, whatever it's called. Y'all can let me know in the comments. I forgot what it was called. But that is a track where it's a well-known fact that Drake assisted in that track when it comes to writing or whatever the case may be.
I drink Henny when I shoot my pistol at the range. That way when I'm tipsy, I still know I got my aim.
Obviously, this is Drake's artist that he was pushing at this time, right? After that track, that's kind of how people started to know who Baka Not Nice is. And aside from serving these 13 years, you know, he has another case. And this is the case that we all have heard of. Baka got a weird case. Why is he around? So before we go into the case, let's hear what he had to say about Kendrick mentioning the weird case.
At first, my first initial thing was to respond and respond quickly, very efficiently, and very to the point.
Very directly.
Yeah, and you know,
The fuck does that mean, nigga? All right, look, man, I get it. You wanted to respond immediately. But when you start adding efficiently, effectively, expeditiously, serendipity, nigga, we ain't trying to hear all that shit, nigga.
Oh my God.
That, bro, we not hearing all that shit, man. Out of here with that shit, man. Listen, I'm gonna tell you like this, dog. All due respect. Actually, nah, bro. Fuck all that. Nobody was trying to hear what you had to say with that one, dog. Let's keep it 100. We're going to keep it 100 right there, bro. We wasn't trying to hear no Baka response to Kendrick. Now, for the entertainment aspect of it, probably, people probably would have wanted you to say what you wanted to say just because. So if he would have came out with a diss, it probably would have been one of those disses that just came and went. Now, that's honestly my opinion, but we all know that there's alternative shit that happens out here that we can't determine, but who knows? What if he did come out with a track and Drake was like, yo, I'm just going to let my people fight my battle? How y'all think that would have went over? You know, I didn't do enough research as far as like listening to his music. That's the one piece I didn't do, and I'm not gonna do it.
No.
Sorry, I'm just not, man. I'm not gonna listen to his music. I don't know what even a Baka response would sound like if we keeping it real. Just keeping it back. I don't know what it would sound like, but hey, I don't know.
like it started brewing in me because where I come from, like that shit doesn't happen. Like you can't just call out a man and not have paperwork to back up your talks. Like that is it's ludicrous.
So the paperwork talk is null and void. Like it's null and void at this point because everybody wants to hide behind this. You gotta have the paperwork. You gotta, bruh. At the end of the day, bruh, this was a rap beef, brother. It was a rap battle. Kendrick had already said that if you take it there, I'm taking it further. So he took it further and he just said what people was already rumbling about. Like, it's not like none of this shit wasn't a discussion before. Like, obviously not on this scale, but when you have like a megaphone like Kendrick pushing out that message, of course this shit is gonna catch on and people gonna start looking into the shit. So when the nigga said you had a weird case, guess what they did? They looked into the shit, and you definitely do. There's paperwork for that. There is definitely paperwork for that. Now, all the other stuff you want, like, I don't know if they wanted like him to say, I heard you like him young, and they had to be paperwork that said, hey, RB, you know, he likes him young. Here's the paperwork. We documented his preference.
That nigga's tripping.
Bro, nobody needed that. It was just, you know, everything that people basically saw for themselves. Like all the little situations, all the little things happening. Like there was a lot of different situations that didn't make it hard for people to come to that conclusion. So all this paperwork stuff is kind of just deflection. And it's just something to try to make it seem like it's not credible, but we see right through that shit, my nigga.
Then like to see like a whole nation behind it and celebrating it like it's a true story is unbelievable because you know everybody has to understand like I have a kid, Drake has a kid, you know what I mean? So like making accusations like that are like ridiculous and out of this world.
Why? Because y'all got kids? How is that even like I don't understand. Because listen, man, when I be seeing these pred catches and all these, you know, they be having whole families, bruh. Whole entire families. So I don't know what having a kid got to do with anything, but I get it. We got to find the angles. Carry on, brother.
I was building up a lot of anger and stuff like that, but then I got a call, and I don't know why I got this call. It's like God said something to him or something, but the boy, sorry, it might not have been a call, it might have been a text message, but he messaged me, and he's like, yo, I know what you're feeling, I know you as an individual, and I know how you get down, but I'm just letting you know, like, don't listen to the noise, because it's noise.
Yo. How funny is it Drake giving people advice he should have followed himself?
Oh my God.
This is literally advice he should have just followed himself. Don't listen to the noise. Like, it's funny, like, people that give advice for shit that they wouldn't do in their own lives. That's insanely funny, bro. Yo, that is hilarious. Yo, not you giving people advice, shit that you wouldn't even follow. That's crazy.
Back and look at all these people that are saying things or having anything to say, they're not even actual real people. They're like bots.
Exactly.
So like, don't
Here
let that
comes the
shit
bot
bother you,
thing.
bro.
Facts.
Like, and you know what? Like, I mean, it's not a good thing, but they're calling your name. You know what I mean?
I think there was a lot of people screaming out, Baka got a weird case. They wasn't bots, my nigga. These were real people. I hate this new thing where like people just dismiss everything as bots. Yo, they said I got a weird case. Don't listen to the noise. It's just bots. Bro, you got a weird case. What the fuck? Who booked you? The bots? What are we talking about, man? It's like, yo, we got into a place where like everybody want to say the bots. Oh my gosh, the bots. Imagine getting a ticket from a cop. You try to get off the ticket, like, listen, man, them other cars, they just bots, my nigga. They wasn't driving for real. Let me go, dog. Come on, man.
And at the end of the day, you know, they're gonna get over this crap because they're gonna realize that it's crap, and then they're gonna go do their own research. And when you do your own research, you're gonna be like, wow, this guy made up a whole story about something that isn't even true, and it makes you look.
This is so disconnected. I don't think he understand that people did do their research, bruh. Right after they heard Baka got a weird case, what do you think people did online? They researched it. When they said, I heard you like him young, what do you think they did with that information? They researched. And guess what came up?
Oh my God.
What the hell?
Oh! Like, bro, come on, man. What are we talking about anymore, man? These people just be talking just to talk. Man, this is wild. Try to keep it real, man. Let's not do all this other shit, man. This shit is getting crazy.
But I want to say one thing to America, and y'all need to like.
Oh my gosh, this nigga got a message for America. Oh shit, here we go.
Get yourself together because, yo, making accusations on people, serious accusations like that, you need to have paperwork. That is the rule, like number one rule that everybody goes by. So don't switch up. That's all I'm gonna say.
Boy, if you don't
What the fuck, man? Yo, what the man? Listen, here's what I'm gonna say. I see what he trying to say. I see the angle he trying to go at. You gotta have paperwork before you make certain accusations. I get it. But bro, this was a rap battle. I don't think he understands, like, in a rap battle, like this, ain't no fucking rules to this shit, bro. Like, I'ma say some shit based off of what the fuck I see. Like, I don't know what they expected out of this. Like, if your man's is moving out here funny, of course people gonna say some shit. And people are gonna do their own research. And that's what they ultimately did. And that's why people were singing the shit and saying the shit. People have eyes, bro. They can see. Like, we all seen the same thing. This is the reason why people sing, you know, he got a weird case. Why is he around with so much conviction? Because, bro, you do. So let's get into that, man, real quick. So what was Baka Not Nice charged with? What is the weird case that Kendrick was talking about? So it says in 2014, Baka Not Nice was arrested for allegedly forcing a 22-year-old woman into prostitution. The following year in Toronto Sun, he pleaded guilty to assaulting the woman and failing to comply with conditions for unrelated firearm charges. The procuring for prosecution and human trafficking charges against him were dropped because the woman refused to testify. So there is a weird case, and the woman refused to testify. And for whatever reasons, we don't know. But y'all could put y'all own two shit together, bro. According to authorities, the victim got into an argument with Baka when she found him passed out, drunk as food burned in the oven. She told him off for falling asleep with the food cooking, and allegedly he pushed her to the floor. The woman allegedly worked as an escort and was reportedly in a relationship with him at the time of the incident. So now it says, did Baka serve time in prison? So Baka was sentenced to 6 months in prison following his guilty plea, but he avoided further time behind bars because he already spent 10 months in custody following his 2014 arrest. So basically, the weird part is the fact that he assaulted her. So that's what makes this case weird, right? So upon his release in 2015, Drake celebrated the news and has since deleted Instagram post. Something's in the air today. A lot of good things happening at once, but this one means the most. Been waiting for 11 months. Baka finally home. Now, here's some more information about it, right? So it says that he was Drake's former security guard. Let's see who this guy is. So Baka Not Nice was Drake's longtime friend and former bodyguard and always had Drizzy's back. when Houston rapper Sauce Walka took aim at Drake, Baka was quick to step in, firing off some retaliatory shots in a since deleted Instagram post. Still, it shows that Baka's loyalty runs deep and he's willing to step in the middle of business if need be. In June 2014, Drake was working on If You're Reading This Too Late. Baka was arrested on several charges, including human trafficking. While it's difficult to obtain concrete details about the case, Baka was initially accused of allegedly forcing a 22-year-old woman into prostitution, assaulting her, and uttering death threats. In 2015, Baka pled guilty of assaulting the undisclosed woman. According to Crown Attorney, the assault went down after the woman came home to discover Baka passed out drunk while fries were burning in the oven. She began this nigga cooking fries. At least he put them in the oven, bro. Okay, healthy Baka, healthy Baka. She began to chastise him, which led to Baka pushing her on the floor where she allegedly cried for an hour. He apologized, but the woman ultimately called police a week later. So, in a sense, this is the weird case. And I guess when you put the title of weird on it, it's because it's weird, bro. It's like, it's not enough details. It's just weird. Because it's like, yeah, I wonder what the hell happened there? Like, what's that about? You know, and I feel like that's when you say, yo, you got a weird case. Why is he around? I feel like with him, there's paperwork out there. I feel like if you dig deep, you can find the shit and details of it. But, you know, him saying like, you know, the paperwork and they're like, bro, come on, man. At the end of the day, bro, you got paperwork out there. And I think him saying that he would have responded to Kendrick, that would have probably went on deaf ears. Only because, like, bro, nobody wanted to hear from anybody but Drake and Kendrick at that moment.
Yo, Dot, I got you.
You need to leave.
But I'm the best.
That ass.
Look, man, that's Baka. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this situation, man. What do y'all think a Baka diss would have sounded like for Kendrick? Do y'all think that his case is weird enough to be considered a weird case? Do y'all think people should be asking why is he around? Do you still wonder why is he around? Let me know in the comment section, man. Listen, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Violate that like button for your boy. As always, you already know, your boy Goods, BigZoeTV. Let's go.
Niggas acting bad, but somebody gotta do it. Got my foot up on the gas, but somebody gotta do it.